The Cubs had a three-game series against the Minnesota Twins. We're going to look over all three of those games. We're going to look at what went right and what went wrong. All of that is happening on this episode of Cubs 360. Cubs fans, Jack from Cubs 360. Thank you very much for tuning in to episode 28 of the Cubs 360 podcast. If you're interested in this content, feel free to like and subscribe, and also follow us on Twitter at Cubs 360X. So this is my series recap to the Minnesota Twins series, and let's get right to it. So in the first game, in the top of the first, Woods Richardson pitching for the Twins. Happ flies out to right. Tucker will strike out swinging. Suzuki gets walked, and PCA struck out swinging. In the bottom of the first, Buxton will hit a double to left. Jefferson will hit a double to left. Buxton will score to make it 1-0 Minnesota. Castro will ground it to short. Correa will hit a base hit to left and send Jeffers to third. Lewis will hit a sac fly to center, which will score Jeffers, and Correa will go to second to make it 2-0 Minnesota. And Bader struck out swinging to end the inning. Shota Imanaga, by the way, is on the bump for the Cubs in this game. In the top of the second now, Bush flies out to left. Swanson will hit a base hit to center, but then Kelly will ground it into a double play. In the bottom of the second, France will fly out to left. Lee will ground out to short, and Vasquez will ground out to short. In the top of the third now, Nico Horner will fly out to right, Matt Shaw will fly out to center, Ian Happ will get walked, Tucker will reach out an infield single to short, and Happ will go to third, but Suzuki struck out swinging. In the bottom of the third now, Buxton will fly out to center, Jeffers will ground out to short, and Castro will line out to center. In the top of the fourth now, PCA will pop out to second, Bush will fly out to center, and Swanson will ground out to short. In the bottom of the fourth now, Correa will ground out to short, Lewis will fly out to left, Bader will hit a base hit to left, and he stole second, but France will fly out to left. In the top of the fifth now, Kelly will get walked, Nico Horner pops out to the catcher, Shaw will foul out to first, and Happ struck out swinging. In the bottom of the fifth now, Lee will line out to left, Vasquez will fly out to left, and Buxton flies out to center. In the top of the sixth now, Coulomb pitching for the Twins. Tucker will get walked, Suzuki struck out swinging, PCA will fly out to right, Bush will hit a base hit to right and send Tucker to third, and then Stewart will go on the bump for the Twins, and Swanson struck out swinging. In the bottom of the sixth now, Jeffers will hit a base hit to left, Castro will fly out to right, Correa will fly out to center, and Lewis will fly out to left. In the top of the seventh now, Sands pitching for the Twins, Kelly will fly out to center, Nico Horner will ground out to first, and Shaw will fly out to left. In the bottom of the seventh now, Caleb Thielbar pitching for the Cubs against his former team Minnesota. Bader will ground out to second, France will ground out to short, Lee will hit a base hit to left, and Vasquez struck out looking. In the top of the eighth now, Griffin Jacks pitching for the Twins. Happ will hit a base hit to right, Tucker will get walked, Suzuki struck out swinging, PCA also struck out swinging, and Bush will line out to right. In the bottom of the eighth now, Porter Hodge pitching for the Cubs. Buxton will get walked, and Jeffers hits a two-run home run to left field to make it 4-0, and then Castro will hit a home run to right center field to go back-to-back and make it 5-0 Twins. Correa will hit a double to left. Eddie will go on a third on a wild pitch by Porter Hodge. Lewis will hit a base hit to left to score Correa and make it 6-0. And then Harrison Bader will hit a home run to left center field to make it 8-0 Minnesota. France struck out looking, and then John Birdie, who pitched against St. Louis that previous Sunday, well, he's back on the bump for this one. Lee will fly out to center. Vasquez will hit a base hit to center, and Buxton flew out to center. And that is the end of the inning for the Chicago Cubs as they head to the top of the ninth with Wentz pitching for the Twins' last licks. Brujan will pinch it for Swanson, and he struck out looking. Justin Turner will pinch it for Kelly, and he hits a home run to get the Cubs on the board to left field to make it 8-1. Nico Horner will hit a base hit to center. Shaw will ground it into a double play to end the game. The Minnesota Twins take the first game of the series by a final score of 8-1 against the Cubs. The win goes to Woods Richardson, who in 5 innings pitched. He gave up only 2 hits and had 4 strikeouts. The loss goes to Shota Imanaga, who is 5-3 on the year. 6 innings pitched, he gave up 2 earned runs and 5 hits and had only 1 strikeout. So not a great game at all from the Chicago Cubs in this one. 8-1, giving up 6 runs in the 8th inning. Porter Hodge was not good at all, and it just showed that he was not ready to come back. After coming back from IL, he ended up getting placed on IL again after this game. He just wasn't ready to come back, and this game showed. So with that, the Cubs lose game 1, and they have a chance to bounce back in game number 2. So in game number 2, Festus pitching for the Twins. Happ struck out swinging. Tucker will ground out to first, and Suzuki struck out swinging. In the bottom of the first now, Cade Horton pitching for the Cubs in this game. Buxton got hit by the pitch, and he stole second. Castro struck out swinging. Larnach will fly out to left. Jeffers will hit a base hit to left to score Buxton, and Correa will hit a double to right to score Jeffers to make it 2-0 Minnesota, but then Lewis will ground out to third. In the top of the second now, PCA flies out to center, Bush struck out swinging, and Swanson lines out to short. In the bottom of the second now, Wallner will hit a home run to right field to make it 3-0 Minnesota. France struck out swinging, as well as Harrison Bader. Lee pinched it for Buxton, and he grounds out to second. In the top of the third now, Lee is at second, Castro's in left field, and Bader is in center field. Horner will foul out to first, McGuire fouls out to third, John Brady will hit a base hit to left, and Happ fouls out to left. In the bottom of the third now, Castro struck out swinging, as well as Larnach. Jeffers will get walked, and he got picked off first, and Cade Horton was pitching to Correa. In the top of the fourth now, Tucker will hit a base to center. Suzuki will get walked. PCA flies out to right. Bush will get walked to load the bases. Swatson will reach on an infield single to short to score Tucker. Bush and Suzuki advance the base to make it 3-1. But then Nico Horner will ground it into a fielder's choice to third. Suzuki will score. Swanson's out at second. Bush will go to third. So there's runners in the corners, and it is a one-run game, 3-2. Then McGuire will fly out to center to end the inning. In the bottom of the fourth now, Correa will ground out to second. Lewis will hit a double to left. Wallner will hit a base hit to center and send Lewis to third. France will foul out to first. Lewis will score as Wallner got caught stealing second. And Cade Horton was pitching to Harrison Bader. In the top of the fifth now, John Brady will pop out to second. Happ will fly out to center, and Tucker will pop out to second. In the bottom of the fifth now, Bader grounds out to short. Lee will ground out to first. Castro will hit a double to right. Larnach gets walked, and Ryan Brazier will go in the game for the Cubs as Jeffers will ground it into a fielder's choice to third. Larnach is out at second. In the top of the sixth now, Suzuki will line out to left, and Coulomb will go in the game for the Minnesota Twins. PCA struck out swinging. Mike Bush will hit a base hit to right, and Swanson will ground it into a fielder's choice to third. Bush is out at second. In the bottom of the sixth now, Brazier is still pitching for the Cubs. Correa will ground out to first. Lewis will strike out swinging, and Wallner will ground out to first. In the top of the seventh now, Stewart pitching for the Twins. Kiersey Jr. will go to right field. Nico Horner will fly out to second. McGuire will ground out to the pitcher. Turner will pinch hit for Birdie, and he struck out swinging. Ryan Presley will go in the game for the Cubs in the bottom of the seventh, as Turner will go to third. France will hit a double to right. Bader will ground out to third. Lee struck out looking, and Castro grounds out to Presley. In the top of the eighth now, Varland pitching for the Twins. Happ will strike out looking. Tucker grounds out to second, and Suzuki will line out to left. Pomeranz pitching for the Cubs in the bottom of the eighth. Larnach will fly out to left. Jeffers got hit by the pitch. Correa will hit a base at the center, and Jeffers will go to second. Lewis lines out to center, and Kiersey Jr. will strike out swinging. Johan Duran pitching for the Twins. In the top of the ninth, last licks for the Cubs here. PCA will ground out to short. Bush will ground out to short. And Swanson will line out to right to end the game. The Minnesota Twins take game 2 of the series, and they win the series with the second win by a final score of 4-2. The win goes to Festo, 5 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 2 earned runs and 3 hits with 3 strikeouts. The loss goes to Cade Horton, who went 4 2/3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs and 6 hits against with 5 strikeouts, and Johan Duran with his 14th save of the year. So with that said, the Chicago Cubs, they lose 2 in a row to the Minnesota Twins. They just get outclassed, and they really had no answers for particularly anything that the Minnesota Twins had going on in the first 2 games of the series. It looked like they were going to get swept the way these games were being played. The Cubs they were looking uninspired and not interested in playing whatsoever. But with that said, they do have one more game to play, and they can avoid the sweep in game number 3. So in game number 3, Paddock pitching for the Minnesota Twins. Happ will fly out to center, as well as Tucker, who lines out to center. Suzuki will hit a base hit to right, and PCA will foul out to third. Colin Ray pitching for the Cubs in the bottom of the first. Castro will fly out to center. Larnach will strike out swinging, and Lee will fly out to center. In the top of the second now, Bush will ground out to second. Swanson will hit a double to left. Kelly grounds out to the pitcher. Nico Horner will hit a base hit to center to score Swanson to make it 1-0 Chicago. And then Matt Shaw struck out swinging. In the bottom of the second now, Jeffers will hit a double to center. Wallner will get walked. Correa will ground it into a double play, and Clemens will pop out to second. In the top of the third now, Happ will fly out to left. Tucker will hit a double to right. Suzuki pops out to first, and PCA will hit a home run to make it 3-0 Cubs, and then Bush will fly out to left. In the bottom of the third now, Lewis will line out to third. Bader will get walked. Castro flies out to left, and Larnach will line out to center. In the top of the fourth now, Swanson struck out swinging. Kelly will hit a double to center. Nico Horner will hit a base hit to right, which will send Kelly to third. Then Matt Shaw will hit a sac fly to center to score Kelly to make it 4-0 Cubs, and then Happ will fly out to left. In the bottom of the fourth now, Lee will ground out to the pitcher. Jeffers will fly out to center, and Wallner struck out swinging. In the top of the fifth now, Tucker will fly out to left. Suzuki will hit a base hit to left. PCA will get walked. Bush will hit a base hit to center to score Suzuki. PCA will go to third to make it 5-0 Cubs. Then Swanson will hit a base hit to left to score PCA. Bush will go to second to make it 6-0 Cubs. And then Kelly will hit a base hit to left to load the bases. Nico Hoerner will ground it into a fielder's choice to third. Kelly will go to second, Swanson to third, and Bush is out at home. And Shaw will pop out to second to end the inning. In the bottom of the fifth now, Correa will line out to second. Clemens will hit a home run to right center field to get the Twins on the board to make it 6-1 Chicago. Lewis will reach on an infield single to first. Bader pops out to short, as well as Castro. In the top of the sixth now, Ian Happ struck out swinging, as well as Tucker, and Suzuki will fly out to center. In the bottom of the sixth now, Colin Ray still on the bump for the Cubs. Laurenek will ground out to first. Lee struck out swinging, and Jeffers grounds out to second. In the top of the seventh now, PCA will hit a home run to right center field to make it 7-1 Chicago. Bush will ground out to first. Swanson struck out swinging, and Kelly flew out to right. In the bottom of the seventh now, Wallner will ground out to second. Correa struck out swinging, as well as Clemens. Topa pitching for the Twins in the top of the eighth now. Nico Hoerner will ground out to short. Shaw struck out swinging, and Happ grounds out to first. Keller pitching for the Cubs in the bottom of the eighth. Lewis will hit a base hit to center. Bader will strike out swinging. Castro will get walked. Laurenek will strike out swinging, and Lee pops out to second. In the top of the ninth now, Topa is still pitching for the Twins. Tucker will fly out to left. Suzuki will hit a base hit to center. PCA will hit a double to center, so there's two runners in scoring position. Mike Bush will ground out to short, which will score Suzuki. PCA will go to third to make it 8-1 Cubs. And then Swanson flies out to center to end the frame. Palencia pitching for the Cubs in the bottom of the ninth, last legs for the Twins. Jeffers will line out to right. Wallner struck out swinging. Kiersey Jr. pinch it for Correa, and he struck out swinging to end the game. The Cubs avoid the sweep. They win by a final score of 8-1 against the Minnesota Twins here. The loss goes to Paddock, who's 3-8 on the year, 5 innings pitched. He gave up 6 earned runs, 11 hits, and 2 strikeouts. The win goes to Colin Ray, 7-3 on the year, and he had 7 innings pitched, gave up 1 earned run and 3 hits, had 5 strikeouts. So my 3 stars for this game, my third star was Michael Busch, who went 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Colin Ray is my second star. I just read the stats to you. And PCA is my first star, who went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. So that is the series recap for the Minnesota Twins. The Cubs only take 1 out of 3, so they lose the series against the Minnesota Twins. And overall, this was sort of a bounce-back effort after the first 2 games because they were not pretty whatsoever, especially the first game. So being able to counterbalance the 8-1 loss with an 8-1 victory, I guess, makes it a little bit all right, but nonetheless, still an unacceptable series from the Chicago Cubs, but a good way to end it off, I'd say. So nonetheless, the Cubs after this series are 55-38 on the year, and the Minnesota Twins after the series are 45-48. So with that said, this is the series recap. Coming out simultaneously with this one is the Yankees series recap, and to make like a halfway point between the first half and the second half, I'm going to have my reaction to the Cubs trade deadline. So I'll have that between the Yankees and this series recap with the Kansas City Royals and the Boston Red Sox series recap. So be on the lookout for those videos coming out tomorrow and Monday. And by Tuesday, at the very worst, we'll be all caught up with these series recaps. So again, if you're interested in this content, feel free to like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Cubs360X. And if you haven't checked out the Yankees series recap, I'd recommend you doing so. So with that said, that's all I have to say for this one. I am Jack from Cubs360, and as always, go Cubs go.